Good evening and welcome to another episode of Behind the Team. I am your host, Jiles McClindaginagin. As always, I am joined by the cantankerous Gemma Imogene Woodsworth, who speaks 42 languages, rivaling C3PO. Today we explore the young Lancers of East Shawnee Mission. All-American Wesley Cribb was joined by the 4-year All-Star Beck Rettenmaier and the boisterous Connor Newsall. The midfield combination of George Hartman and Quinn McCarthy guaranteed fans excitement and joy. In addition, forward Alexander Flower entered his second varsity season fit and ready for battle.
The Lancers opened the season with an epic destruction against the overmatched Wyandotte Bulldogs,
and a win against Blue Valley West to move into the finals of the tournament.
Cameras were not allowed into the courtroom for the Rockhurst trial, however, video was smuggled out. After 80 minutes, penalty kicks were mandated. Danger Lucas Lowry stopped a weak Rockhurst attempt, but it was not enough, as the Baby Hawklets captured the tournament title. The Northwest Cougars looked to spoil the first league match of the season. A clever free kick scheme and Beck Rettenmaier kick-started the season. The Lancers pulled off the win by the slimmest of margins
in the much-awaited matchup between Shawnee Mission West and the Lancers. The Lancers netted the first goal with a redirected Connor Newsall free kick by newly acquired forward JJ Payben. But the belligerent Vikings were not to be outdone. A defensive miscommunication led to a circus act goal. At 1-all, West saw their fortunes rise. An uncharacteristic fumble guaranteed the rare West triumph and relegation to the middle of the pack for the Lancers.
The Gardeners of Gardner-Edgerton looked to provide the Lancers with an easy bounce-back league encore. George the Hitman Hartman opened the door with a left paw strike from 20 yards. Wesley Cribb had seen enough and fed a double-line breaking pass to Lars Olsson, whose double effort doubled the lead. Role players Ben Hembry, Chase Miller, and Henry Hallmark set the stage for Rettenmaier's fourth goal of the young season. Fly half Drew Truxess snatched his first assist of the season with a clever threaded pass. It also marked coach Jamie Kelly's 200th win in his short career. He received a free ball.
The Lancers travelled to Olathe, Northwest Territory, only to face a pitch with mounds of shredded tyres and inclement weather. A masterful run by Rettenmaier, cutback pass from Perkins and a six-pack of Alcin propelled East to the lead. Northwest returned the favour with an ugly stepchild of a score. East went back on top minutes later off the foot of Alcin and the brilliant passing of Hembry and Rettenmaier. Then lightning hit and the match was halted for several days. The Lancers would return to the pusillanimous pitch days later to claim victory. The dazzling Ben Perkins served dessert early. George Hartman was sure to imbibe with a savoury score. Then the Beck-La show opened on Broadway. Courageous Connor Newsall fed Alcin, who passed the plate to Beck Rettenmaier for goal 3. Quinn McCarthy engineered the drive that led to a foul against Perkins, who inadvertently assisted Alcin for his second. Goalkeeper Lucas Lowry III sent a long lofted pass to 14-year-old phenom Stephen Hell O'Beck for his first goal in the Premier League.
For the first time since relegation 10 years prior, the typically sub-par Lawrence Free State visited the Lancer home next. The mighty Quinn McCarthy dialed in a 50-yard cracker to litigious Lars Olsson for a 2-touch goal that rekindled tales of yore. The fairy tale became a cockamamie Netflix rom-com when the referee decided to even the score against goalkeeper Will Shaw. East failed to collect the glass slipper after the dance as they waltzed into extra time. There, Free State rudely slapped their way to the once-in-a-lifetime win over East. In their next match, the Lancers overcame the usually tough Owls. Mill Valley, a team coming off a 2-season state championship, hosted the Lancers for another rivalry match. Big George Hartman fed the sauntering Connor Newsall to set the tone midway through the first half. Lars Olsson would nab the second to extend the lead. A gesture of kindness was issued by the Lancers as they allowed Mill Valley a penalty kick. No matter, the sun was setting on the valley and East was rising in the table. East faced East in another league matchup, with East traveling to East. After a foul-filled festival that resembled this year's Burning Man, East fought their way to victory, behind the anger of Connor Newsall, who sent a curving pass to the half-footed Olsson, who was injured earlier in the day playing a pickup game of full-contact pickleball.
The city derby of East versus South was next on the diary. Beck Rettenmeier crushed a PK. The return of powerhouse Chris Hastert framed a pass to Alexander Teat, who painted a Picasso of a pass to the galloping Jack Meerkat Morowski for his first goal of the year. Olsson to Lindmark, to Hartman, to Olsson, to Hartman, for a rare right-footed morsel for the tray. JJ Payben gave jumping Jack Morowski his second of the season, sending South home without their supper.
Freezing temperatures meant two things. Connor Newsall would look more like Finn from Adventure Time, and the Lancers would start the match in a 1-0 hole. Olsson collected a North keeper dropper to assist Hartman to pull even. Speed merchant Ben Perkins ran around a North defender, then slowed down only to offer another dose of embarrassment. A pass to Rettenmeier set up a Beck quality goal. Once again, Finn the Human sent a cross deep into the box. Finn followed his goal with a corner that Olsson sent to the back of the net. The second half started in similar fashion. Miles Croning started the attack that saw Finn assisting Olsson. A nifty 5-pass combo set Olsson up for his first hat-trick of the election cycle. A brisk corner by Teat. A nonchalant cross by Hartman. A near goal by Cribb. Drop to the Karate Kid, Nick Lindmark, who used the crane technique for his first goal of the season.
Crane technique. If do right, no can defense.
The once powerful Lawrence arrived late to the Lancer Castle due to a tardy coach. But the real trouble for Lawrence started when Newsall sent a flaming arrow to Perkins, who smothered it and served it medium rare to Alex Teat, who ritualistically lost his mind. From Cribb to Teat to Beck. Sounds more like a European infant weaning process than another brilliant goal by Connor Newsall. Olsson couldn't be ignored, as he slid a fiver to Rettenmeier, who exchanged it for goal 2. Perkins utilized his trademark 7th gear, once rumored to shame the great Usain Bolt, to be the pace car to Olsson's Lincoln Continental of a goal.
The Lancers had clawed their way back from near ruin. East was on the verge of capturing a title that had eluded them for over 2 decades. But first, North. Questioning Connor Newsall launched the Lancers into orbit with an Apollo 5 rocket. Wesley Cribb joined the party, with a side-on header, while Newsall casually watched his work from the corner. Another Cribb-style goal off a corner. Then Olsson got into the act. The Lancers weren't finished. The Wonder Twin powers activated. Shape of an assist. Form of a goal. Jorginho found Pequinho, who found Alcinho. The Wonder Twins were back at it, but this time in reverse. And once again, as Rettenmeier nabbed the hat trick, Chris Hastert made his presence felt with his first assist of the season to workhorse Wesley Cribb, who produced a magical moment not soon to be forgotten.
Along with a hat trick, I might add,
For the first time in 21 years, the Lancers secured the Holy Grail of Sunflower League glory known as the Humphrey Wellingsworth Cup.
Find a way to win, Tuesday.
Off to the playoffs. First up, a rematch with the Northerners, but this time at home, and under a blanket of obese rain. Perky Ben Perkins opened the net for business off an accidental assist. George Hartman would go on to tally 2 and Newsall a goal of his own. Alex Teat added 1 for flood insurance.
Mill Valley arrived and needed attention, so they moved the bench to the wrong side of the pitch. After the ornate footwork of bountiful Ben Perkins, a Greek tragedy befell the Lancers. Goal-scoring deity Lars Orsin was out. Alexander the Great, Teat answered the call of Almathea's horn, executing his signature sit-down shot. He once again lost his mind. The lead lasted only 7 minutes. After the save of the century by Lucas Lowry III, Mill Valley forward, Billy, kicked through George Hartman after an errant header. It felt as if the gods were aligning against the Lancers.
But
Flying Ben Perkins had seen enough. He rose to the occasion and redirected yet another Newsall corner to retake the lead. Defensive giants Chris Hastert and Wesley Cribb took the tally to heart, sending a pass to the streaking Newsall. A slotted pass found Rettenmeier, who executed a textbook front post run. J.J. Payben issued Lancer payback with his assist to Connor Newsall. The once mighty Caesar had fallen. Over 2 seasons, the relocation of benches was the et tu brute for Mill Valley. The Lancers were headed to the Elite 8.
when the stands have emptied,
and the pitch lay bare,
when the sounds of the game
are no longer there,
in their hearts, minds, and souls.
Of players, managers, and fans, one and all.
Super proud of those guys that came off the bench tonight and helped us out.
We'll always remember the most glorious goal.
the beautiful game.
There is none other.
The international language we speak as sisters and brothers.
While this part of your story is over, you are simply not done.
The good times and the bad. The memories you've won.
You are the mighty Lancers. Wherever you go, excellence you'll always know. You are Lancers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for an amazing season. For Gemma, Imogene, Woodsworth, I've been Jiles McClindaginagin. Join us next week when we explore the U10 World Champions, the South Texas Turtles.